audience will see it in a moment, so that'll be a delay. So we're online.
Right.
So, greetings, welcome. This is the Couch Co-op Podcast, episode 33, E3 special.
Part
1. We're not going to be doing it like every day. We're just going to be doing these after every conference. It's the Couch Co-op Podcast on couches.
Yes.
Yeah.
On 2 couches.
Finally living up the name.
It only took us 33 episodes and no more than a year. So we just watched EA Play 2016. Now, Russell made a list, and we're going to go through all the different games that were at the EA Play press conference. But first, how in general, how do you think the press conference was?
It was a bit boring.
It was pretty terrible.
Talking heads?
Talking heads and people drawing things.
Yeah.
And people talking about why games are going to be good without actually showing us the games themselves.
I think there was a unanimous statement which were games are good. Gamers are good. There will be games.
And we're listening to gamers.
Yeah. And we've got some games. They're going to be cool, but we're not going to show you anything other than concept art. And
I think there was one launch date.
The only one I got was
Titanfall
October 28th.
October 28th for Titanfall. FIFA was
a launch date. Battlefield already has a launch date.
It's already out.
there's a beta for Battlefield 1.
Alright. So yeah, the show itself was pretty fucking boring and terrible.
It opened well and then went downhill.
It did. It opened well, and there's a period in the middle where it was like, this is actually getting good again, and then they got to Star Wars. But that's a spoiler. So let's start. What was first?
First was Titanfall 2. Yeah.
I love Titanfall. I love the original Titanfall. So
I like the Titanfall. I don't know why I stopped playing it, to be honest, but I did originally enjoy playing it like a lot.
The trailer was pretty cool. They did 2. They had the multiplayer trailer, which was far cooler than the single player trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, let's be fair. Multiplayer for me is a bit more exciting.
Well, we were cheering.
Yeah, we were.
Through
it was
the
like, oh, that's awesome.
Oh my god, that's so cool! Oh, yeah,
Is that a
grappling gun? Holy fuck!
Yeah.
And it ended in the best way possible.
So one of the few things we saw in that was that a new feature was a grappling hook, which allowed you to move in opened kind of areas a bit more easier without having to.
You can like grapple your Titan.
Yeah,
and
other people
and send yourself into the air.
Well, one of the maps
Other
showed,
people.
the first map was like ridiculously open. I'm like, that's really open for a multiplayer map.
Really cool open
And
map.
then they showed the grapple gun, which obviously allows you to go. Look,
That's
instead
cool
of just
because
parkour.
I remember the first Titanfall. They specifically didn't make the maps massively wide open, so the players on foot hadn't could survive.
Yeah.
Because if you're just running along an massive open field against a mech.
It was 6 new Titans, they said.
Yeah, there's 6 Titans, which is double the number of the old ones I was thinking about, because you've got the Atlas, the Orc, and the Strider. So they've doubled the number of Titans, and they look like they had some new weapons. I think you christened one of them the Proton Cannon.
Proton cannon!
Yeah,
they fired like a massive beam on his chest.
Yeah, and then I don't remember anything else specifically.
No, just like really cool.
You said
moments.
that you'd seen like a teleporter or something.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there was
So
the gravity grenades.
So one of the guys in the multiplayer kind of like jumps in through a window and he heads towards an enemy, and then like, he disappears through like an energy field, and then he reappears like with cameras like turns to the opposite side, pointing the person who was charging, and you see the guy reappear through an energy field and come out and then kill him. So I reckon that's some sort of short range teleporter.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. And then there was the single player.
And
Titanfall 2 is going to have a story, even though I don't think it needed it
Yeah.
in the first place. It's going to have one now. How was that?
Yeah.
I actually found interesting. Another reason to definitely get the game, the replayability beyond just simply playing the multiplayer for some people.
They made a point of saying it was offline as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
So they can't be safe and like being permanently online.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I can't, like, spoilers coming up. Probably likely the Titan's gonna get blown up or destroyed at the end, saving your life probably, because there's a bond between the pilot and the Titan in the campaign. That's how it appears anyway.
I mean, the different voices you got for like the Titans in the last game. But it's kind of it's like, oh yeah, we keep building these things and dropping them down.
Because the Titan had three goals: bond with the new pilot,
complete the
mission, and keep the pilot alive.
that was one of the cool parts of the trailer.
When
When he
because
was
the Titan
like-
actually
when he-
speaks. So
When the Titan actually talks and like
Yeah.
he's falling off the building and he just
He
catches him.
He shouts like "B.A. catch me" or something like.
Yeah, something like that. He
He
just
grabs
shouts his
him.
name.
And then the way the trailer ended, which is like looks at
Yeah.
sort of just goes,
Trust me,
Trust me.
and then just fucking throws
Yeah.
him. That was really cool.
through a platform that's like a wall platform that you can then probably run across and jump off and onto.
Yeah. Now we know it's coming out at the end of October as well, so that's good.
Yeah, end of October. So yeah, there was a campaign trailer. We had good reception. On that
Yeah,
one.
that was good. That was one of the only times I think I heard I'd say the majority of the audience clap.
Yeah.
That didn't come up very often. We'll get into later on. I mean, it was a good way to open the show.
Yeah.
And it was a strong start
Oh,
after the
just
talking was finished, but then it was like everything that came after.
So
what was
the next
game?
thing that came after was NFL 17, Madden
This went on for a
NFL.
bit.
Yeah.
No, it only went on for 6 minutes actually.
It felt like long.
I checked my watch when it
And-
started. It was it was on 6 minutes.
It was really bizarre that they cut to London for the end. I
Yeah,
remember
straight
we
away.
talked about it. We
like I
talked
said.
over a lot of what the guy was saying because none of us are interested in the NFL.
London's got a massive
Yeah, no,
NFL
there's-
fan base thing, so
They have
yeah,
it,
they were-
yeah. So that lasted 6 minutes. We weren't particularly interested.
No, I mean there was tournament. They were talking about the tournaments that they were doing.
Yeah, there's a tournament coming up.
There's like a bunch of different tournaments for Madden NFL, whatever.
And one of the players in the tournament
broke
smashed
his
his
collarbone running because he forgot to tie his shoelaces.
Yeah.
That was the only part you remember.
So that was kind of embarrassing for him.
Yeah, but you can say he's getting good. You actually like, well, you don't
I
play.
don't play them. I
Yeah,
like
but you,
NFL,
but you
I
watch
don't play them.
NFL, but you're not interested.
Yeah.
I'm not really that bothered about playing them.
Next was Mass Effect Andromeda.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah.
that was such a disappointment.
Yeah.
I was so like.
So I have Mass Effect trailer written down.
It wasn't really a trailer.
It wasn't
was
a trailer.
It wasn't
This
a
was the
trailer.
first.
Talking
Of,
heads.
this was the first of what they did. They did this. I can't remember. It was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, where they didn't really have anything to show at E3. So they spent an hour or maybe an hour and a half with prototypes and demos. That was the year we saw Criterion when they were doing all that stuff with all the different vehicles.
Yeah.
It was they were just like, so it was the same thing again. This was the first one. It was just a bunch of people talking about how cool Mass Effect is. Every now and again you'd see like someone drawing something from Mass Effect or like an image from the game, and it's like, this game's less than a year out, and this is what we're seeing, and this is the last like, if it comes out on time, this is the last E3 this game is going to be at, and that's what we got.
Yeah.
I still don't think they're going to release it to the next
If
E3.
they're still only showing, unless this is just going to be their thing and this is what they do from now on, which would be a terrible, terrible idea because it was fucking just not what I want to see
Yeah.
at E3.
Even if they cut it down to an hour, that's not great.
The game doesn't feel finished at this point because even things like FIFA, Madden,
Yeah, you
stuff
saw
like that,
bits
you
and
saw
bobs.
stuff that says yes, this game is
It's coming out when expected.
coming along.
Yeah.
But Mass Effect was just, it was such a disappointment, and that was the thing I was.
There was
looking
like
forward
3 or 4 second clips of something from the game buried underneath some of the concept art, but it was still the same sort of trailer stuff that we had last year.
to. Yeah, I mean, half of it seemed like, looking at it, it was from the reveal that we got at E3 last time, with the planet with the red sky and the dude in the full armor. It was like, I'm sure that was from last time.
Probably was.
Yeah.
Like, I've been using those screenshots for a year every time Mass Effect news comes up, and it's like I look at them a lot.
There was a few new like 2 second clips and stuff, like what looked like an Asari. We hope it's an
the
Asari.
Asari
They're
with
using the
the
same.
face paint.
Yeah.
It was weird because he said new aliens, and then it's like, well, that's an Asari with grease paint. It's
Yeah.
over, alright.
A slightly green Asari with grease paint on, and it's like,
I hope that's not a new alien. Like, what the fuck?
yeah. But I think there's a couple of little bits of trailer there, but yeah, I've got a feeling that we'll maybe see Mass Effect Andromeda at next year's E3, and maybe they'll be coming late this fall.
Yeah, there's some gameplay finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Next,
next we had the charity play to give,
right?
where you.
I listened to this, and I know you two are talking because you missed something. Which is they're going to give £1 million to charity, but they made this, which is great.
Special effect as well. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah. But
Shout out.
he said this is the last sentence of what was the run-up was we're going to be doing more with these games, and it was like
Yeah, it was
Well, it was
like
Madden, FIFA, Battlefield,
Yeah.
Battlefront,
and the way he
Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
the way he started, it was like you have like you there's in-game challenges that I have to do, and he didn't say it, but I automatically assumed, it is in-game challenge. Maybe the more people that complete it, the more they donate.
Yeah.
But no, he said at the end it's like $1 million. You get like some sort of in-game non-tradable pack if you do the FIFA ones.
Sorry.
I don't actually know what you get in that pack, but it just sounds like in-game achievements that are going to be popular. Saying, "Hey, we're delivering."
I suppose in one respect, anything they do that gives money to charity
is great.
Good.
Yeah,
It's
they
great.
give money to charity. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whatever they do, however it works, so long as the charities get money, we don't really care really.
Yeah.
As long because it's all good. Really.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Next up was FIFA: The Journey.
Well, first it was just FIFA, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Because
okay.
there's a moment where halfway through where they were talking about FIFA,
Yeah, okay.
he just turned on his head.
Yeah.
And I remember the exact moment. So like,
this
FIFA. They're talking about FIFA, and
We're
then
wondering
the
if
guy,
it's a footballer.
the kid comes
Guy
out.
comes
We don't
out.
know who this kid is,
Yeah.
and
He
he's doing
starts
like
giving
some
this
weird
dramatic-
fucking. Yeah, it's almost like we said during the
Slam
the
poetry
It's like
speech.
slam poetry, but not slam poetry. And then halfway through, it's showing you all the shit.
He's
And it's
like,
like
follow my
football.
story, and I'm like,
And then he runs off, and then it's in game, and then it's football stuff, and I was like, oh, it's football stuff. And then there's these cutscenes, and the exact moment it flipped was when I just went, wait, is this a fucking RPG?
It's like him signing up for being
Yeah.
being scouted, and then there's like
some weird guy, old white guy in a
Yeah.
flat cap.
So like FIFA 17 is gonna have like an RPG mode.
pretty
where
much.
there's like a story and shit.
I'm assuming they're gonna go the story. That's gonna be like a story mode, and then there's going to be an online like multiplayer.
Oh yeah,
aspect.
totally.
You know, there's always gonna be.
Yeah.
They'll have all the other mods, like
Yeah.
because they called it the Journey, didn't
Yeah,
they?
FIFA the journey.
So
FIFA:
that's
The
like-
Journey.
That'll just be a separate thing
Yeah,
altogether.
yeah.
But yeah.
But it was just like it's
something
pretty. It
innovative.
says something. It's something really cool, and it says something when that was my favorite part of the conference.
Yeah, you
Even
even
that
you actually
was-
said
yeah.
even when it was put, it was like I would play that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I still wouldn't, but yeah,
I'm not. Like, I've played a few football games in the past, not to completion or anything, just for the sake of playing them with other people that like to play them to join in. And even I
We've got a
was
game,
like,
by the way.
well, that's an RPG. It's got a bit of a story in it. I wouldn't play that online, but I would totally play that story kind of driven experience. That would be interesting.
check the blooper reels for this reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like FIFA 17 was legitimately the best game of the year to play, I thought. Just because of that wow moment.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was more original than anything else. We knew Titanfall 2 was coming out, and we knew
Yeah,
what to
It was like
expect.
Titanfall 2
from
was
that.
cool.
Looking forward
Stuff that we're
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
talk about in a moment is cool.
Yeah.
But FIFA 17 was just like that moment of, like, that's what I watch E3 for. To go, whoa. You know what I mean? And then when FIFA 17 was on, I legitimately was like, whoa, this is something else.
They're very different.
So I was so hype for FIFA 17, I bet you never thought you'd hear that.
Absolutely didn't.
Not from us.
Not from us three. Football.
Yes.
That's the one where they hit stuff with sticks, right?
So next up was this new thing called EA Originals, where they
Really
bring
love
out
I love
indie
this
games. Basically, it's an indie game kind
Yeah.
of
Off the back of
showcase.
Yanni.
Yeah. So Yanni must have done pretty well for that to happen. So it's called Fee or Fee.
Yeah, so the game they showed was Fate. It was by Zoink. I love Zoink. Those guys are
Spelled
great.
Fe.
They made
It's
made
the
Zombie
Stockholm
Vikings.
one, yeah.
Yeah, they made Zombie Vikings. They're cool guys. And one of them came out on stage and showed off Fee. And at first, it was like they were doing that thing where they were talking to you along over screenshots of the game, and it looked like a 2D platformer. It's not a fucking 2D platformer. It's a 3D platformer.
Yeah, which
I was
really
very
got me
happy.
excited.
I was very about, but the whole that game looked cool. But the EA Originals concept, where it's like they're gonna do what they did last year with Unravel every year. I'll have your attention now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna do like that every like all the time. They said they're talking about finding like 3 or 4 different projects a year for this EA Originals thing.
It does sound quite interesting because they do look like games that we haven't seen
Yeah,
for a
like
while.
Unravel
that we're
was a
getting.
massive cool thing last year, and Fee that for me looked really good
Aye, so,
as well.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. We tried to describe it when we were on the live stream.
It was kind of like we came to the conclusion that it was kind of Unravel meets Ori and the Blind Forest in 3D.
Maybe not the same difference.
But with a different art style.
Yeah.
It might be worth finding the trailer of that on YouTube.
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm looking it up because it was.
Yeah, it's hard to explain.
It's hard to explain, but
But basically, you're trying to figure out because you wake up in the forest. There's like a small cub, and then they don't prompt you where to go, how to do things. You have to think for yourself,
Yeah, they were very specific about not having hand holding.
And then on top of that, you're traveling to find your kind of race or origins.
A bit like Ori.
A bit like Ori, yeah.
But they had a different aspect as well, which was the music. Each of the different things in the world, which I'm assuming you have to get creatures to help you do stuff. Cause
each one is like a song.
Each different creatures communicate a different way. And there's like music and tones in the bad guys, and because those bad guys use silence.
Yeah,
they corrupt the forest and stuff like that.
But yeah, that sounded.
It's gonna be cool.
That could be really weird and really cool.
It could be a good little side game to play. Yeah.
Like
everyone have to play the notes like.
I know everyone. Yeah, well, I know everyone. It's already got more content than Wonder.
Oh.
Hey. Like I know people like rag on EA and stuff, and like they were the worst. But like stuff like this is why, like for the last year, I've always defended them for stuff like this, because it's like you're doing something that's cool. You're getting these indie games that we might not necessarily see. Even if they're just giving them like massive exposure, so we can actually find them.
Yeah.
Although they're not technically indie games anymore, I suppose.
Well, they transition to the next step between.
Yeah. But it's cool. It's great, and that's the kind of thing I want to see more publishers do. Release smaller games as well as these big AAA ones. Give people like Zoink and Coldwood Studios this platform. To just finish their games and make them the best that they can be, so we can get cool games. I
mean, if this could be a good thing for EA, because they may not give them the massive amount of money, but they'll still earn the money.
They're keeping 100% of the profits as well.
100% of all the profits go straight back to the
developers.
Or the developers.
So
they can then make the next game.
Yeah, so the EA doesn't lose money if it breaks even.
Yeah,
and the producers actually get something if it works, which is cool.
Good guy here. Who would have thought that? Yeah. What was next?
Star Wars. Or Black Ops.
Yeah, I never thought of
that. Shit, you made me remember. I was so excited when Jade Raymond came out on stage. I was like, she's going to talk about Star Wars. We're going to finally know like Amy Hennig's game, and maybe they'll talk about Respawn's game. And maybe we'll see more Battlefront.
I was hoping for my.
He's hoping for his TIE Fighter thing, and then it was just, how long was it?
I don't know.
I didn't even write it down.
It must have been like 5 or 10 minutes of just people talking about.
There was at least a minute on each developer.
It was probably no more than 5 minutes, to be fair.
Yeah, but it was like a minute on each developer, and you would see clips and like walk around their like studio.
It was people talking about how cool Star Wars was. People talking about how cool Star Wars games were.
A little bit of concept
art. Some people drawing some concept art, about 20 seconds of early in-game footage, and then there was those two dudes doing mocap with sticks. Yeah. And that was the Star Wars thing, and it's at that point that I think I just lost the will to live. And I'm pretty sure if you want to go when the VOD comes up of all live reactions to the EA thing, I'm pretty sure that's where I like just lost the will to live, and you'll be able to see it.
I think was that one where we cut back and the guy like paused after talking just for like
this is like, the fun, right? After 5 minutes of Star Wars reveals at E3, they came back and like 2 people just went.
No, wasn't anything.
And then stopped because they're like, oh shit.
And it's like, this is the point where this is like the first conference and everything. Everyone should be like, no one's had to sit through like 5 hours of conferences or get disappointed. This is when the hype train's still massive. Yeah. And they only got like 2 or 3 claps.
Yeah, and that was more than they got for the next thing.
Yeah.
So, moving on.
Yep.
Battlefield 1.
Yep.
Obviously they showed us part of a trailer.
Yeah.
Like, obviously we hadn't seen.
Obnoxious way.
And then stopped, and then started talking about the game. And
he stopped and went, "Now we'll show you the rest of that trailer in a few minutes."
Yeah.
and then just started talking again, talking about how cool the game is going to be.
Yeah. I think Russell kind of went off topic though, because when the trailer started, because we'd seen most like
started talking about the logistics of World War One.
It's like,
did they have more?
No, he just sat there like,
he's sitting there. Like Russell's like, Zeppelins didn't take part in combat. Well, they did bomb us because they used to come across the channel and bomb. I'm like, wait, that was a civilian talk.
We've already talked about that.
That's in the thing. So,
but. I mean, it's cool. It still looks cool, right? And the trailer is still cool. But you think you're ending on that. And I know they're doing a 64-player live stream right after.
Like right now.
Yeah, which we'll be watching after we've done this. But they're doing like 64-player live stream. And it's cool and everything, but show us some fucking gameplay at your press conference, because not everybody's going to watch that 64-player live stream.
Yeah.
People watch the conferences. Less people watch stuff that doesn't happen at a press conference.
Yeah. I mean, EA's press conferences is kind of meh. That the trailer footage for the Titanfall is going to be what everyone's going to take from this. That's about okay. Maybe a lot of people FIFA will be going about this whole RPG aspect, but they're the two stories. Yeah, those two stories. All that's anyone's going to take from EA, apart from possibly I sat through all of that.
Yeah, I watched all of that, and I know. I mean, that's what I do. I would have watched it all anyway. But it's like I defended EA's press conference at E3 last year. Like, yes, Pele was boring. Yes, the sports stuff was boring, but there was cool stuff last year. Unravel was there. Mirror's Edge was there. You got to see substantial gameplay stuff like Star Wars Battlefront and stuff like that. But this year it was just atrocious. As far as I'm concerned, there's a couple of bright spots, and then the rest of it was just people talking about why games are cool, kind of like what we're doing right now. But we're not supposed to be showing you games that you've never seen before.
I wonder how much money they spent getting that manager on stage.
Yeah, it's like we do a fucking Jose Mourinho. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, he just said, "I control my son's account."
Yeah, so but like going back just ever so slightly, the FIFA Journey has managers now in it, so
FIFA's got managers in it. But the journey,
I think they got 4.
It's got a story. FIFA 17 has a story. I think that's the big news. That's for me. That's
probably the biggest news
from this whole thing.
And it's by the sounds of it, it's not entirely linear because it's based off your performance in the games as well.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
I think the new things that we saw in the remainder of the trailer that we watched.
Oh yeah, the rest of the Battlefield.
The rest of the Battlefield trailer, Battlefield 1 trailer. There's motorbikes in it.
Yeah, motorbikes, ambulance, planes, tags, horses, trains.
Which you know some of already if you watch
trenches, axes, shovels, guns.
I don't think we saw anything particularly out of the norm. Oh, the artillery was pretty cool.
The artillery was pretty cool.
You know,
the bit where the Zeppelin was on fire and crashing was pretty cool.
I was firing guns yesterday, and they're pretty fucking cool. So if it's anything like the real thing,
as the Zeppelin was crashing down to the ground, it was on fire. The dude's running towards it, and the only thing that's going through my head is, why the fuck are you running towards that?
That's hydrogen.
That's like
don't do that.
That's like the whole issue of like, why would you run towards an explosion? And I have heard a counter measure of that, which is the Americans like train elements to run towards explosions. It's like,
all right, guys. Any final thoughts on EA Play?
Titanfall, yay. Rest of the conference, not really great.
Titanfall was great. You know, reinvigorated my interest in it because of the campaign. With the extra stuff as well, should make it a bit more interesting for me.
Check the list.
Check the list. The FIFA The Journey was interesting, and you know, if Gary gets it, I'll probably have a go with the single player kind of campaign thing. I won't play the multiplayer, but I'll probably play the campaign thing, the story driven experience.
I'll take you on a journey.
Yeah, exactly. Battlefield 1 was interesting for me, but I would have liked to have seen something to make me more interested in it other than what they've already shown, which is some footage.
I suppose that's the flip side of it. I'm no less interested in the games that I was interested in, if that makes sense. Yeah. I'm still interested in Mass Effect, I'm still interested in Titanfall, I'm still interested in Battlefield. Now I'm also interested in FE and FIFA.
Yeah.
But like, as far as like this whole EA Play and separating themselves from E3 goes, it's just why did you do it? Yeah, I don't understand why you did it.
Yeah, you wasted a bit of time there.
Especially if this is going to be a press conference.
You could have even like just shown like character concepts in detail without just flicking through shit and like actually showing us some content from the game, other than just going little like boxes, like wireframes and fucking shit that we don't really want to see at all. We want to see something more complete.
I mean, they could have just put the two things that everyone's going to be interested in, which is Titanfall and the stuff that and FIFA The Journey, in another press conference if they'd tried. I think this is because
it could have been a fucking press conference half an hour.
They've actually had a press conference.
Yeah.
On the Sunday before E3, which again begs the question of why bother separating from E3 if you're going to do all your stuff at the same time. But whatever, that's a discussion for an entirely another time. So that was it. That was E3 EA Play.
Yeah, very little to talk about.
Yeah, we managed to stretch it out. We're going to be back at 3 a.m. With Bethesda. We'll be doing our live reactions to Bethesda again on youtube.com/WordsAboutGamesNet with a link at WordsAboutGames.
That's 3 a.m. UK time.
That's 3 a.m. BST. Yeah, very summertime. And then we'll be doing another one of these right after, which hopefully will be more excitable.
Yeah.
What
Hopefully
we've
more
just
content
seen.
from that.
I've got to admit, that's like one of the like, major things I want to see was Titanfall.
Yeah.
That was definitely good.
No, I mean, like I said, my hype is down on any games. Titanfall is one of the good ones.
And there was an extra one that you weren't expecting, so...
Yeah, well...
I had just meant I have a list in my head. It's very short, and Titanfall was one of them.
Yeah. Alright. So that's going to do it. We'll be back at 3 a.m. As soon as this video and the previous video have rendered on YouTube, you'll be able to watch them all again if you want. Of course, if you've already done that, then you've already done that. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Say bye. Say bye.
No.
I've fallen in love with your cat, and sorry for occasionally stroking your leg.
That wasn't weird. That was an accident.
I was stroking down and I hit something and was
it's like stroking down.